Okay. Welcome.
Nice. Well, I pulled up your chart just to see what's going on in there, your birth chart, because you know when going through what you just went through, a sudden car accident that's completely derailed your life. It's very common that there's also something astrologically going on in your chart.
Right.
And the car accident is just actually the surface of what it all means, you know? It's usually the repercussions and the things that you move through that's part of the bigger story as to like why all this shit started happening all of a sudden. And you know
Right.
your moon sign, right? What's your moon sign? Yeah, it is. And you know your rising sign, right? Also Sagittarius. And do you know your north node? Your north node is also Sagittarius. You're you're yeah, you got a lot of Sag, girl. Um and so your moon is in Sagittarius at 5 degrees, okay? Your rising sign is Sagittarius 11 degrees, which puts your moon in your 12th house. Your Yeah, and then your north node, yeah, because your moon's 5 degrees, your rising's 11. Your north node is 19 degrees Sag, so it's in your first house. So you embody a lot of Sagittarius energy, but a part of it works through your subconscious, and a part of it is you're trying to make it conscious. You're trying to make things happen, but there's things that you miss at the same time. Um, but ultimately, no matter what, you're guided through your unconscious. And it's usually when you realize it after something happens, it's like you get to see that person that was controlling things all along, you know? Uh, well, anyways, your moon in Sag at 5 degrees, and your rising and your north node, they're all, and your south node, because north node Sag, south node Gemini. But all these Sag and Gemini placements, they're going to be worked through by the planet Uranus, because you know where Uranus is now, right?
Right. Presently? No, I don't
So
actually.
so Uranus is now in Gemini, and Uranus is a 7 to 8 year long transit. So he just ended, a 7.5 year long transit expressing himself through Taurus, and now we're in Gemini. So it's a huge shift, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And do you remember what sort of things Uranus does?
Is it like luck definitely in there?
Nah, that's Jupiter.
Chance. That's Jupiter. Okay. Um, no, no.
So Uranus is the planet that brings Uranus sponsors all things random, sudden, and unforeseeable with the element
Mm.
of shock and surprise. And sometimes the shock and surprise can be destructive or very revolutionary, evolutionary. Um, so when we go through Uranus transits, that area of our life, that's that planet, whatever it is, it's going to be going through at least a 2 year period of agitation, restlessness, anxiety, and unpredictability. So yeah, but the greater purpose, right? That's the effect, but the greater purpose is to help that planet, that area of your chart become more liberated and free from any limited structures. Because ultimately, Uranus wants to shake up homeostasis and break the pattern to spark evolution and to invite you to break the mold and go completely off the script. And so sometimes we need, you know, situations in life beyond our control from outer forces to just kind of derail us in order to put us in that state of shock and that restlessness so we can start breaking our patterns, breaking out from our complacency and our dream
Yeah.
and our typical dream state. So Uranus is just getting started in Gemini. Uranus right now, I think, is um, where is Uranus? So Uranus is officially at 1 degree Gemini. This is the first time in 84 years Uranus has been at 1 degree Gemini. So, he's forming a 180-degree opposition to your moon right now. But it's going to take another year, I think. No, it's going to take a few months because Uranus is this year, I think Uranus is going to reach a total of 4 degrees Gemini and then retrograde. So I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna go forward. Let's go to July because there's a lot going on in July. Yep, Uranus is at 4 degrees Gemini. I'm gonna go to August and see if he retrogrades in August. Oh my God, Uranus reaches 5 degrees Gemini. I didn't realize he was gonna make it that far. Let's go forward 2 weeks. Let's see, by the end of August, Uranus is still direct. Wow. Okay, so anyways. Um, my sister. So Uranus is going to reach an exact 180-degree opposition to your moon and Sag, okay? The moon, what does the moon represent, right?
Like emotions, like secrets, the unconscious, right? I
Um,
think, but like beneath the
Yeah, yeah,
unknowns.
yeah. Emotions, empathy, intuition, the subconscious. But the moon also represents the mother archetype and nurturing, and also the home environment and family connections.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the moon is in your 12th house. So it expresses in your life unconsciously through your subconscious. Um, which means it's um you process your emotions and you process things in the dark. It's like not like how do I say? It's like it's hard you don't carry your feelings directly in front of you in your hands where you can see clearly. Your
Yeah.
feelings are operating in the shadows where you can't see it, but it's a constant state of sensing and feeling and trying to pinpoint what you feel.
Mhm.
Does that resonate?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So with this opposition, with this Uranus opposition, it's gonna really bring you, and it's starting this year, like it started now, and it's gonna intensify going into the summer. But this Uranus is going to bring your emotional world, your emotional state, which, something that I also like to say is the sun is a bright and shining gas in the sky, right? He projects light, he projects UVs, he's all giving. The moon doesn't reflect any light, doesn't generate any of her own light. She reflects it, she doesn't project it. So the moon represents this private world where there is no light, there's no conscious awareness. It's all sensing and feeling. So so your moon, not only is it the private world where we sense and feel, it's also in the 12th house, which makes it a lot more tricky for you to navigate that sector, that emotional realm. So your moon and the moon is also, sense of safety and security, right? Which is why it's also associated to home and comfort. So, you know, you're in a process right now of being in a constant state of restlessness and agitation and really trying to break the hardwired conditioning of your subconscious mind. It's good. This is really good. This is really, really, really good. However, going through it, it it's a whole thing. It's a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
It's a whole ordeal. Um,
You know, right? Like, I don't know if that's the right word, but like,
It's sacred. It's a sacred thing. It's a very sacred thing. Because the 12th house is where we have our hard wiring, our programming and conditioning of all the experiences and all the experiences and things we witness in life from birth to about the age 8, 12 years old, because those are the years where we don't have a critical mind to discern and analyze what's happening. We're just an open sponge, and everything we experience goes straight into our subconscious. And then as we grow, all those things that got hardwired straight into our subconscious, low key, are the greatest ruling powers of our personality and what we end up manifesting in life. It's the thing that's really driving everything, but we just don't know. And the subconscious will keep us into certain patterns, habits, and cycles until we wake up from that dream. Because the subconscious and the 12th house, Pisces domain, is dreaming, fantasies, delusions, right? And belief systems, what we believe, and belief systems aren't always real. So like, there are certain things that you are tormented by that you have a belief on, but it's not really real. But because of that belief and the amount of emotional energy charged with it, it has an effect to I don't want to say manifest, but to be a part of your reality where you see it and reinforce it, and then it keeps the illusions empowered and alive. Does that make sense?
yeah, no,
So with
absolutely.
this Uranus opposition, it's trying to deconstruct that. It's trying so there's something deep inside of you from your subconscious, and what it is a more pure and true essence of who you are on a soul level before you were tainted, before you were tainted by the harshness of reality. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's trying to come back up and emerge and free itself from the conditioning that you have. And in because it's also in the 12th house, there's a lot of fear that can come about it because it's coming from the deep, and there's no light there, so you can't see it, you can sense it. And because you can't see it and you sense it, whatever is in your subconscious is going to project, and so it's a reflection, right? If you can sense and the first things that you feel is fear, why? Because it's unknown and you assume it's something bad and something to be afraid of. Why? Right? And so these are the kind of things that you're going to be working through and perceiving how it is you operate, so you can change it and liberate it and free yourself from false and limiting belief systems. Does that make sense?
so that makes sense.
Good.
A
And
lot of
then
sense, honestly.
and then when Uranus progresses even more, like let's see where Uranus is by next year. Okay, by next year, Uranus is at 9 degrees Gemini, and let's go forward a few more months. Okay, so it looks like maybe 9 or 10 degrees is the max Uranus is going to reach next year. Um, and so 9 degrees, that is very close to being an exact 180-degree opposition to your rising sign at 11 degrees, right?
Mm.
It's only 2 degrees off. And lately, what I've been calling when something's 2 degrees, yeah, and lately, what I've been calling things that are only 2 degrees off is a kiss, a soft kiss saying, "Hello, I'm here. You're going to start noticing me." So by next year, Uranus only reaches 9 degrees and makes you aware, gives you that soft kiss before he backs off. So next year, there's going to be a new level of intensity that arises, and you're going to feel it. And it's like the earthquake before the eruption. And you're like, oh, it's going to back off. But then going to 2028, that totality of Uranus reaching 11 degrees opposing your rising sign, it's going to hit. So where how this is different, right? You know, what's the rising sign? You remember what the rising sign is all about, right?
Dang. Unfortunately, bro, I'm like amazed at how much you really do forget. I don't remember everything. No, I
That's
don't.
okay. That's okay. Identity.
Yeah.
Identity, your image, how you perceive yourself, how you want to be seen, how others see you. It's identity. So so you know now and for the next 2.5 years, Uranus is first working on activating your moon through your subconscious and all that what I just explained.
Yeah, yeah.
Towards the end of that period, when Uranus is reaching an opposition to your rising sign,
Uh,
then this is going to be like a moment of finally waking up from a long, long, long dream. And it's going to feel like you're thinking and perceiving the world clearly for the first time ever. It's huge, huge, huge.
I appreciate this so much because I believe that, and just hearing the astrology behind it, even if I don't remember every detail you gave me, uh, I like just like knowing that like how things work and how these cycles happen and where things are going to end up. Um, it's hopeful. Is that the right? It's like yeah,
Yeah.
basically, it's hopeful. It's a hopeful thing, and it's going to help me trust the process more and not like be like, oh, why isn't it like why am I not there yet? Like
Hmm.
why? Because
Hmm. Hmm.
it's all things I totally want and I am fighting towards, and it is fucking hard because every
Yeah.
day I'm like, why am I not there yet?
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
but having it make sense of all those things for me really is like it's like it really is a reminder that like there's no shortcuts to things and things have to play out and you have to like there's processes at
Yeah.
play and at
Yep.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like yeah,
hmm.
sorry.
No, it's okay because you know
Little
the last thing I want to say on this Uranus bandwagon is eventually like little couple more years down the road when Uranus reaches that 19-degree point of Gemini, he's going to be on directly on your south node opposing your north node, okay? So you're in a process right now of coming to a point where like everything that you experience in life from birth up until this moment is the closing chapter of realizing why it all was in the first place and you coming online and feeling like you're finally living your life for the first time. So it's
um
so you're going to be clearing massive amounts of karma and feeling more in alignment with your destiny and your future. But the Uranus is that element of shock and surprise. So you could be going through a lot of different rapid moments that just kind of strike you really hard, but you just have to keep moving with it because it's another mirror that reflects a residual karma of your past lives.
like it's just crazy because I was thinking about that. Like I was like, God damn, because like I had in February there's fucking shooting in my building.
Yeah.
Fucking this shit happened, and I'm in a car accident.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
but like it
Yeah.
makes sense. But
Yeah.
I can stay hopeful because I'm not a Debbie Downer, dude. I don't get too beat up about things, um but I get lost. That's what happens to me. Like I get lost. Like I get
Yeah.
just kind of lost. But I don't so like I said, I'm glad to know all that because fuck, and I need to start like just looking at things daily too, like to remind myself of what the hell is going on. What
Yeah.
websites do you go to for daily things? Do you have like somewhere you check in daily? Just to see what the hell's
Mm,
going on for the day?
not really.
No, you just kind of have you just
I
know
I
like
I I am that source of daily check-in.
that. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I mean there's a lot more. that you're going through in your chart, like not just in your birth chart, but also, with the transits. Like, and I've never really studied or analyzed your chart before, but I'm seeing things, and you have, your Mercury and Pisces squares your rising sign, your DC line, and it's not exactly within a square to your north and south node, but this is just interesting. All the things you got going on in your chart. Um, yeah, and your Chiron is in Leo, um, at 20 degrees. And this Chiron opposes both your Saturn in Aquarius and your Sun in Aquarius. So this is a big, big, major theme here of how your karma is lived and expressed. First off, you were born just a few days after the most serious day of the year, which is a Sun-Saturn conjunction. Your Saturn is 4 degrees away from your sun. And um, Saturn is the teacher of hard learned lessons in life. Saturn is going to always make us aware of the harshness of reality and the importance of hard work, discipline, and integrity in order to not be so burdened by the harshness of reality. Um, and you have Saturn on your sun, which means in this lifetime you were meant to learn Saturnian themes by first, experiencing the mistakes and the consequences.
This is so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's expressed through Aquarius, right? So it's expressed through Aquarius, and what is Aquarius? The know-it-all rebel. The know-it-all rebel. So you were definitely meant to do things the hard way and learn the lessons the hard way because you were rebellious. You deeply crave order and structure, but will rebel against it at all costs at the same time. And then opposite that is your Chiron, and it's in Leo, and Chiron is what?
No idea.
The wounds. The wounds. Yeah, the trauma, the wounds. And so, this just makes so much sense of everything that you've been through because I know you, you're my sister, right? And why you've expressed it in the way you expressed it growing up, you know? Because it's the father, it's the spit in the face of the father, it's the fuck you, but it's also the father being the source of the wound at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's a heavy thing that you have with that Chiron opposite your Saturn and your Sun there. But I mean, you've completed your Saturn return, your 3 years post Saturn return. So now that Saturn's in Aries, Saturn's going to be making a sextile to itself in your chart, which is, entering a new stage of growth and development and self-mastery and being in charge of your reality. Hence the reason why we does not have as much as a control over you as it used to, you know? Yeah.
Cool. This is cool. I need to pay for a full-on reading. Pay for your time because I know this is your time, and I do value that for you, and I know how hard you work. So,
Yeah, well,
um,
you're also my sister and you're going through a lot and I love you and I know you currently have things going on and I want to support you because I wish I had money to just bail you out, right? Like, hey sis, here's a new car. Like, sorry, but I don't and I feel bad. And I love the girls and I want you to be good and strong for the girls. So, this is my contribution for the next 5 years. No, I'm kidding.
so
No, but I actually recorded this, so I'm going to email it to you.